Hello, welcome back to the Andertons TV YouTube channel. My name is Ben. We're here, furnished with tea. Thankfully, the Maltese Falcon over there, say hi, whoop, has made me a lovely cup of tea, so I'm all ready to dive into some wonderful modular stuff. First off today, we're going to look at a couple of interesting oscillators from noise engineering. We've got Cursus Iteritas and Ataraxic Iteritas. They name everything in Latin, I don't know why, it's kind of cool. Both digital, and they have quite different vibes, but a huge sonic palette to explore. Now, as we know, well, Jack isn't here, I'm not much of a player, so we've got a couple of sequences that we can play with today, but I thought we'd explore, obviously, the kind of sounds we can get out of these guys, and then maybe add in some beats, see how they might work in a track. Let's get to it. Already getting into some really cool territory. So I'll quickly run over the controls. Over here, just this one in the corner, that is actually a comb filter. So if I quickly reset some of these controls back to somewhere normal, it's kind of what we're working with. If we turn it over to the right, you're going to get sort of an emphasis on the lower harmonics. And over to the left, it's an emphasis on the upper harmonics, kind of a subtle tone shaping control there. And then in the middle, it's kind of the neutral position. We've got, what's this called, soft fold over here, which is a wave folder. Which when you feed it more complex harmonic signals is going to get pretty mad. Up here in the middle, we've got the shape control, which will morph between kind of a more softer wave through to something saw-like, over to square, depending on which of these modes we're in. This one over here, which is Time Mod, it's a little bit difficult for me to read over here. Time Mod is kind of a sync PWM kind of thing, gets you those cool, almost phasery, but yeah, sync sounds. So this particular oscillator is making its sounds from bit tables. Think kind of vaguely in the wavetable kind of territory if you've used a wavetable synth on you know, your computer before. And the waveform control over here is going to be what's blending through those. And you select a set of 3 with this mode switch. You hear a lot of them, we're in the lowest octave setting over here. A lot of them in that setting, it's more of an effect, less of a note, but if we go higher, you're able to hear a bit better what it's kind of doing. That's mode 1. Mode 2. Three. Awesome. I'm going to quickly take you through Cursus Iteritas in the same kind of fashion, then we'll have a jam with both and see what kind of tunes we can create. Cursus Iteritas now, the silver faceplate one over there. This one is actually more of a traditional wavetable style oscillator, although it still can make some crazy, crazy sounds. On Ataraxic Iteritas and Manus Iteritas here, you have Noise Engineering's super cool way of tuning them. So these particular controls here, they're kind of stepped encoders. Just turning them like this is going to be a fine tune. Then you can click them in and turn them as well, which will change the pitch by semitones. And because they're digital, they're super, super stable. I actually use Manus Iteritas live quite a lot, and it's really nice to just have that reliable, yay, that was a C, I wanted it to be a C. Unfortunately, Cursus Iteritas doesn't have that. It's just kind of a smooth potentiometer for pitch. Nevertheless, we have it in tune. Let's have a quick listen. Here we go. So, we take a listen to this guy, we'll go through the controls. We have our, where is our center control? Here it is. Center is going to be kind of the middle harmonic point where it's kind of generating the sound from, which works in conjunction with the kind of width control, which is over here. So you can hear it changing the harmonics there. If we alter the width control as well, You can kind of hear what's going on. A lot of the time with the noise engineering modules, because they're designed by some incredibly clever people, there's some really serious digital maths going on in there. So they're quite difficult to actually go, this is what's happening on the inside. I honestly don't know in a lot of cases, but the best way always to grasp a synth is to just get stuck in and get a feel for the sounds. If we go through the controls again, we're on, it is Edge up here. This is actually an oversampling control, which is going to add harmonics to your signal. So with Edge sort of over to the left a bit. It's the kind of sound. If we crank it quite high, it's kind of vibe we're getting. Again, this one has a lovely wave folder in there. Sucker for a wavetable. A wavetable, hang on, a wave folder, that's what I meant. Oh, what a sound. Oh man, we do also have a tilt control hiding just over here. This one is kind of similar to what we had on Iteritas. So it's actually going to be a volume of the different harmonics that you've got going on in the signal. Let's get something pretty cool going on. You can hear over to the left, we've got more emphasis on the lows. And to the right. Again, we've got 3 different modes on this switch over here, which are labelled Debauchees, Fourier, and Walsh. I don't know what they are either, but I definitely recommend reading the manual because there's some great information in there. But let's have a listen to them. We're on Walsh at the moment. Let's go for Fourier. And Debauchees. Awesome stuff. There's only so long I imagine that you can be bothered to listen to me just kind of twiddling knobs over here. So I'm going to get a few little bits set up and then we'll actually hear some musical examples. Stay tuned. Right, thank you so much for indulging me while we explore some slightly weird modular stuff. And what we're going to do now, I've basically got my live rig set up here. So we've got some tunes, some beats, and this particular one is a really good way to just get stuck into these 3 particular voices. They're all unapologetically digital, aggressive, evil sounding, and I think they work quite well with this track. So we're just going to get some jams going with all 3, and I hope you enjoy. I've been Ben, that has been the Maltese Falcon over there, and thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.